If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you, here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out. Man, I hope they allowed y'all to see that picture, right? And if they didn't, let me just break down the picture for you. Here it is. It's NBA Youngboy, rap superstar, laying on the ground, eyes almost rolling in the back of his head, looking like he is just completely drugged out. Not only that though, in the picture he has a double cup, and I can only assume that that double cup might got some codeine in it, you know, that cough syrup and stuff like that. And there's a bottle of Xanax pills, open Xanax everywhere, right? And him laying on the floor looking like he's out of it. Now, the first thing that popped in my mind is this right here. Who took a picture like that? And why would you allow a picture like that to go out to the public? Right? That's the first thing I thought. Then I say, what type of person will lay down on purpose, will lay down, pop the pills open, let them spread out everywhere, then had the cup sitting there like it's like he posed for the picture, right? But then after just, digging deep, I come to realize something, y'all. We used to do that. Oh, come on, hood educated. I ain't never did nothing like that a day in my life. These kids, let me just, come on, walk with me. Y'all know how I do. I'm a slow roller, right? But do y'all remember when we was young? I'm not talking to you youngsters. I'm talking to the classic men and women. Do y'all remember when we was young and we would go to a party or something like that and we would get drunk as a skunk, pass out? What our friends would do? Take pictures of us, draw on our face, just do funny stuff to us while we passed out drunk. Then, once we get up from our drunken stupor, they be like, man, you was toe up, bro. And you be like, man, what? Man, I ain't even, man, what y'all talking about? Then they start showing you the pictures and stuff, and you like, damn, I don't even remember that, bro. I was toe up like that. And it's funny. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to understand something. We young. This is what we do. Now, back in our days, we had weed and liquor. That's it. That's as far as cigarettes. That's as far as we going. And so when I look at this picture now, I had to come to the realization that we are in a whole nother era in time where being a junkie, yeah, where being a junkie is cool. It's okay to be a junkie now. So when he took that picture with all those pills and I'm assuming the codeine and stuff like that, they just doing what we used to do. But it's worse, right? It's worse because, like I said before, we had a little liquor and we had some weed and some cigarettes and that was it. And then not only that, when I was coming up, we couldn't wait for Friday and Saturday to come around, right? Because that's when we got high. Friday and Saturday, hey, we kicking it. We doing grown stuff. You know what I'm saying? We gonna go smoke some weed, drink some liquor, make some love lotion with the girls our age or a little older, whatever the case may be. We kicking it. Sunday coming around, Monday coming around, back to regular programming. We got to go to school and all that old type of stuff and wait for Friday again, right? But in this day and age, these kids want to get high every day. They ain't taking no days off. No, they want to get high every day of the week, 365 days a year. We in a different era and time. And we got to understand that what's going on now is totally different from what we came up with, right? Because here it is, you got kids, your kids, looking up to junkies. Yeah, they are looking up to junkies. When we was coming up, when we seen a junkie, it was like, we steered away from them. You know what I'm saying? We even talked down on them, right? We looked down upon them because they was junkies. Not these kids. No, because some of their famous artists, NBA Youngboy. Ask your children, do they know who NBA Youngboy is? And I be, oh yeah, I know him. Junkie. Yeah. Yeah. Did y'all see that picture? Did y'all see how many likes the picture got? Who y'all think liking that picture that many times? How many grown folks, you know what I'm saying? How many classic men and women went on his page and seen that picture of this boy laid out with Xanax and codeine, stuff that can kill him? Say, yeah, man, that's cold right there. No, them was all kids that agree with what's going on. Why? Because this is their era in time, and it's okay to be a junkie. Now, some of y'all might say, hood educated, you pushing it, man. Why you calling NBA Youngboy a junkie? He's a self-proclaimed rich junkie. Check it out. Y'all heard what he said? I'm a rich junkie because I pop Xans. Yeah, self-proclaimed. And the kids are eating it up. It's okay to pop Xans. It's okay to pop perks. It's okay to do medication. Yeah, these kids is doing medication for sick people, and it's okay. And the crazy part about these medications that they doing, these medications have killed children. These medications have killed rappers when they consume too much. They overdose. Yeah. These guys is popping perk 30s. Perk 30s is for cancer patients. People that are on their way to transition from the physical to the spiritual. They give them perk 30s. And you got young men and women running around here popping perk 30s as if they on their way out the door. And then we wonder why their mind's so corrupted and why they don't care about living and all this old type of stuff. They gone. They gone. These medications was not made for healthy people. This is for people that are sick, to take them out their mind so they won't worry about transitioning. So to get away from the pain of them transitioning. But you got healthy young kids popping perk 30s and Xans and all this old type of stuff. Cold-blooded demonstration. Now, this is the drawing. Your kids look up to these drug addicts. Why? Because they rich junkies. So this what I need to say to my classic brothers and sisters. Find out who your child is listening to. Man, what's this you playing? Who was that? Do your homework. See what type of stuff this rapper talking about or this singer talking about. Just so that you can get an understanding. And then that's when you interject. Hey son, daughter, you know this right here is this cap. Speak their language. You know this boy capping, right? And if he ain't capping, you know he gonna be dead in a couple more years if he keep popping them pills like that and doing that old type of stuff. What you think about that? Yeah, you know that's for people that's finna die and stuff like that, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he look healthy and everything now, but his body is going through something. I mean, he keep doing what he doing, he gonna end up dead or he's gonna be unhealthy. Yeah, dig into who your kids like and then give them some understanding about what's going on so they won't fall for it, because we gotta understand these rappers, these entertainers are influencers. Understand that. And if these rappers and these entertainers are influencing your kids, imagine the guys that they hanging around with, the girls that they hanging around with in the hood is influencing your kids. How you think we become gangbangers and stuff like that? How you think we learn how to sell dope, tote guns? I'm talking about how to pack them. This is an art. Like, you don't just get a gun and just, that thing heavy. Then it got them bullets in it. This thing is heavy. You got to learn how to pack it to the point where, okay, it'll fit just right. And if I need to grab it, I can grab it quick. And look, this all comes from influence. So we got to be real careful with the influences of our children, especially in the hood, because in the hood, they right there. Listen to me when I tell y'all this. Yeah, your homeboy son, yeah, you cool with your homeboy, but his son is a killer. His son out there, I'm talking about putting in major work. And he want to be cool with your son. He want to be cool with your daughter. Nah, bruh. I don't want to catch y'all hanging with him. Y'all don't hang. This boy, I know he out there killing, robbing, stealing, shooting. I don't want y'all hanging with him. Because birds of a feather flock together. And if your kids is hanging with gangsters and gangbangers and killers, your kid is in the mix. If your kid is hanging with what them girls do, stealing them clothes, boosting, swiping them cars, hoeing, and all that old type of stuff, yeah, your child is too. Yeah. Why? Because of the influence. When you sit around somebody for too long, like they say, you sit in the barbershop, at some point you're going to get your hair cut. You sitting around people that's engaged in criminal activity for so long, at some point you're going to tiptoe in it. Then before you know it, you swimming in it. Next thing you know, you drowning in it. You see what I'm saying? So we got to pay real close attention to the influences of our children. And people like NBA Youngboy releasing these type of pictures, influencing these kids to say, hey, this is cool. Go get so drugged out that you can't even function. Look at me. I'm drugged out my mind off Xanax and not wine, but off syrup, codeine. I'm out my mind. Y'all get like me and start taking the same pictures and putting them all on the internet. We got to protect the minds of our children when it comes to stuff like this. And the only way that we can protect the minds of our children is by interjecting. They're going to get to it. Look, we got the internet. They're going to get to it. They're going to find out about it. But it's up to us as parents to educate. Give them a better understanding as to what they're looking at. And try your hardest. I'm talking about try your hardest to be the best influence for your child. But I got to keep it 100 with y'all. Parents do influence they children. But the hood, the streets, gangs, entertainers, rappers. Come on, that's 5 influences that the kids I'm talking about is getting every day. When they go to school, they getting it. When they leave the house, they getting it. You see what I'm saying? This is what we got to deal with. But if we want to raise level-minded children, we got to deal with it. Yeah, we working and we doing what we got to do, but sometimes we got to have that sit down, especially with these young boys and young girls. We got to. Because a lot of the times, a kid wouldn't want to get involved in none of this illegal activity. A kid would not want to get involved with none of this drugging. It's the influences around them that cause them to do all of it. I'm a prime example. What y'all think? I just came out the womb and started throwing up UVL and Vice Lord and nothing? No. The neighborhood, the influences. Y'all think I just came out the womb, I learned how to roll a joint, learned how to roll a blunt, you know what I'm saying? Learned how to... No, the influences around me. I'm looking. How you do? You gotta do this and then roll it like that. I'm gonna get it better next time though. This one right here ain't. Huh? How you think at 15 years old I learned how to get liquor? Oh, I go to the liquor store. The winos out there. The winos out there. They begging for change. You got to beg no change. Here, go in there, go get me some Wild Irish Rose. Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna give you $2 when you come back out. Go get me some beer. Yeah, go get me some of that Red Bull. Yeah, St. Ives, Old English 800. Go in there and grab me a couple of 40s. When you come back, I'm gonna give you $2-3. I didn't just come out the womb knowing that. It was the influences around me. When I seen them do it, I say, oh, so that's how you get the liquor. You see? Selling dope. The influences around me. How you getting this money, man? What you selling dope? How you even buying the dope? Where you getting it from? Lord got it. She got it. This how you do it. Break it down. This. Come on. This is how we learn this stuff. Influences around us. So when you see NBA Youngboy, a rap superstar, millionaire, dropping pictures like this, you gotta know it's influencing your child. This is Hood Educated, not Lame Related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Peace and love.